We bought Cardinals tickets.
Commercial bankers always call ourselves commercial.
July 10th for Mark for Father's Day. So we're going to meet Dave down there.
That's cool.
Go to the game.
Playing
Braves.
of course. Big Braves fan.
Welcome, folks. Welcome to your June 15th, 2026 Rotary Club of Ames. Let's start out with our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do we have anyone to keep in our thoughts and prayers this morning? I haven't gotten an email or anything. Let's just take a moment and think of someone that could use our thoughts. Okay, thank you, everyone. Please be seated. We've got a few guests today to recognize and sing a song for, so let me go through here. Some prospective new members. We have two returning today. We have Stephen Lawrence and Amy Lang. If the two of you don't mind standing, we're just going to recognize you for a little. Appreciate you coming back. Thank you very much. And first time here today, Nate Kuhn. If you, we got a mic there for you. If you wanted to stand and just say a couple things.
Hello. Hi, I'm Nate Kuhn. I'm an ag and commercial banker for Northwest Bank here in town. So my wife and I have been in Ames for, do the math on it real quick, 8 years and counting. So I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me as a guest, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us today. Also joining us is Steve Schraderbacher from Ankeny, and appreciate you being here for that. We have quite a few other guests that are new to Rotary that are going to be up on stage in a little bit. So we're just going to go ahead and sing for everyone right now and turn it over to Louie. Welcome to you from Ames Rotary, Nevada, London, or Gaybury, the far-off lands of the USA. We're glad that you are here today. Come back again whenever you're near. Join us and then we'll make it clear. Around the world you'll always be welcome at Rotary. Thank you, Louie. Thank you very much. Louie always brings a smile to my face whenever he's on the piano and off as well. Thank you, Louie. No other songs that I'm aware of today. Looking ahead, next week we're going to be online. We've got Corey Hoyce with Hoyce Printing online June 22nd, so please join us then. And then on the 29th, we're going to have an off-site meeting at 60 Forward. So if you have, there's a sign-up sheet in back. Please sign up if you're able to come. They just looking for RSVPs. They're going to have lunch for us. So we get a tour of that facility, check out how beautiful it is and the great food that they make. So that'll be in 2 weeks then. And then back here at the Plex on the 6th of July for the gavel passing, I will be handing that over to Tammy. She will be accepting it. She's not here today, but that'll be back here. Is she here? Oh, I just haven't seen her. She's been working so much. So that'll be the official gavel passing on the 6th. So this is my official running the whole show meeting. So that's why I've got the nice jacket on. There's Tammy. We'll be passing that on July 6th. So volunteers, next slide. Volunteers are wanted for the International Convention happening up in Minneapolis. That will be in 2028. Looking for volunteers at the center for May 26th through the 31st in 2028. So that's the Rotary International Convention coming to the United States. Any show of hands, how many have been to a Rotary International convention? We've got a few here. Does anybody care to promote that at all? Allison, you want to say a couple things about the importance of this and how our club could be a part of helping to pulling a fast one on you?
Yeah, thanks. I can do it. It is pretty amazing that this is just a couple hours away. There'll be tens of thousands of people there. And District 6000 does have a large role in the planning and the volunteer recruitment there. So please consider it. It's an amazing experience, lots of great Rotary information, lots of fun parties. And like I've said before, you can buy anything you've ever imagined with the Rotary logo on it in the in the House of Friendship. And all of the Rotary action groups and the fellowships will all have booths there, so you can learn a lot more about Rotary and the different areas of service. So I know it's a long ways away, 2028, but it's time to put it on your calendar and consider, at least drive up for a day, that kind of thing. So cool, thanks.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, our next Big Bash. This is a food truck on July 3rd. We're helping to sponsor from 4 to 8 on July 3rd. That'd be a Friday. So check that out, see if there's anything. Do we need volunteers for that too? Or were they all taken care of? We're just trying to get attendance there. Attendance. Food trucks, local bands, car show, fun zone, exhibits. I think primarily we're helping to sponsor the fun zone, but put that on your calendar for July 3rd, 5th and Douglas, 4 to 8 p.m., the Big Bash. And with that, I ask everyone, double check your phones. And we're going to start today off with Karen Sevedy to come up and talk a little bit about Foundation, Paul Harris, and things of that nature. Round of applause for Karen.
Hello all, and thank you. Good afternoon. Oh. All right, is it on? No. Why is it not wanting? There. Go to the next one. There we go. Some of you may wonder what your $25 per quarter goes to. Well, it goes to the SHARE program, which is the annual fund for the Rotary Foundation. This fund supports grants and initiatives worldwide. Contributions, it's unique with Rotary International and the Rotary Foundation. They invest those contributions for 3 years, with the return on investment supporting the foundation's operating expenses. After 3 years, the corpus, or the principal of those contributions, are returned 50% to the district's designated fund. That fund provides grants locally here in the district to clubs for their projects, supports the Global Grants Initiative, and other district initiatives. The other 50% goes to the World Fund, and this is to support their global initiatives, Polio Plus, Rotary Peace Centers, global grants. They also have a third fund that is directly supported with private donations and bequests, and that's the endowment. Why it matters. Every dollar counts. Collectively, your donations with those around the world make a great impact around the world. Every year, our club president has to set goals, part of which are funding goals to the Rotary Foundation. Jamie's year, we set a goal of $16,000 for the SHARE program. As you can see, we have well surpassed it, and I congratulate you on that. 21,000, absolutely. That $21,201 will do so much to support the initiatives And like I said, eventually 50% of that comes back to the district to support our district initiatives. The other aspect of our giving is the Polio Plus campaign. Rotary International has been championing the Polio Plus eradication program since the 1980s. When this effort began, nearly 350,000 children were afflicted with polio every year. Today, 2 countries, Afghanistan and Pakistan, you've all heard this before, they are the last 2 endemic countries. This year, Afghanistan has 1 confirmed case of polio back in February, and Pakistan, 3 cases, the last one reported in April. We all know viruses have no borders. 1 plane flight away, and an infected person can spread that virus through an unvaccinated population, and it takes off. So, one thing to keep in mind, a country has to have no polio cases for 3 years to be declared polio-free. The last country to do so was Nigeria in 2019, and that also meant that Africa as a continent was polio-free. Our numbers, our goal this year was 10,000, and we have exceeded that at now over 12,000. Now, keep in mind, too, the Gates Foundation matches our 12,200, 2 to 1, so that means $36,600, $3 will go, or $6 will go to the Polio Plus campaign, with $2 funding 1 vaccination. That means over 18,000 children will be vaccinated with your donations. And now we get on to the meat of the program here. For me, Paul Harris Fellow recognitions. With every $1,000, either cumulative or in a single check, you earn a Paul Harris Fellow recognition. You can earn up to multiple Paul Harris, and when you get to $10,000 in cumulative giving, it is a major donor status. You can become a Paul Harris Society member with agreeing to donate $1,000 a year. We have several people doing that. And you can also become a Polio Plus Society member with agreeing to contribute $100 a year specifically to the Polio Plus campaign. And if Jamie, Steve, I don't know who you want to come up. Allison with the camera? Or someone with the camera? All right. So we're going to recognize a few folks. Come on up, Steve. Steve's our assistant governor, and he'll be taking over the helm from Steve Dakin as district foundation chair. Selden Spencer, come on up. Selden has earned his first Paul Harris Fellow, and that is a pin and a certificate. Tim Grandin has his Paul Harris Plus 2. They're all sitting in the back of the room, just so you know. Except for you. Glenn Ripke has his Paul Harris Plus 3.
sir. Congratulations.
Ron Hallenbeck and Chuck Holtz are receiving their Paul Harris Plus 4.
Congratulations, thank you.
And Kent Frankenfeld with Paul Harris Plus 5. I want to thank you for your support of the Rotary Foundation. If you have questions about your points, where you stand with your Paul Harris Fellow, if you want to use your recognition points, talk to me. We can make things happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Karen. Congratulations, everyone, on the Paul Harris Plus. This time, we're going to ask Sheila Schofer to come up and talk about the community grants and the recipients that we've had. The committee's worked hard on to submit that to. So come on up, Sheila.
Thank you. All right, so I'm going to give a little background, and then I'm going to highlight the 9 awardees this grant cycle. As I call out your name, I'll ask the members from those organizations to come join me on stage, and then we'll have a final photo op of everything. All right. Okay, so like I said, I'm Sheila Schofer, Director of the Ames Public Library, a member of the Community Grant Committee. Also on the committee with me are Jean Cressy, John Christie, Deb Schildroth, Park Woodall. If any of you guys are here, could you stand up? I see Park. And it's one of the committees that the club offers that you can get involved with. And if people are interested, let us know, because we might be able to rotate some new members on. It's pretty exciting to see some of the projects that are out there. The board allocates a certain amount, so they allocate, last couple years it's been $20,000. The timeline, we usually put that out to eligible nonprofits or community organizations in February with a due date in March. Then we review as a committee all the applications, make our recommendations to the board. The board goes through that, approves that, and then in their May meeting and then our June meeting, where we are now, is when the organizations get their checks. So it's exciting. They have a year to spend the grants, so they have through like May 31st to spend their money. And then we ask them to come and join us either partway through. Often we have them like in the January, February. Some have completed their grants, some are in process, but they give a highlight or an update on their grant, and then to do a final report at the end. So we sent it out to over 80 organizations. 20 organizations applied this year. We had over $44,000 in requests to Rotary. Now that's just what they requested for us, because we gave them an overview that said we were aiming to give $2,500 grants. But the actual need expressed was more like $168,000. So a lot of great projects. We can be an important part of a lot of them. So what are some of the criteria? We pull from Rotary International, who has some guidelines, and we mimic those. So community development, and they take that in a broad way. It could be education and awareness, equality, justice, mutual respect, kind of some of those themes. Environment, health and wellness, and youth and family development. And we'll find as we're going through that some of our organizations hit multiple buckets there. But often a lot in that community development, youth and family development, even health and wellness. Really, we hit all of them. We ask that they benefit the greater Ames community, that they fulfill an unmet need, because grant funds are not meant to fund the ongoing or general operations. Sometimes that's a tricky area. You know, sometimes people want it to, they have a need in general to just run their primary mission, but sometimes we want to avoid only supplementing that and kind of getting those above and beyond or those special projects. We ask them, it's not required, but we ask them to know if they can incorporate volunteer opportunities for Rotarians, and some of them can. You heard about the Ames History Museum's July 3rd bash coming up. But really, there's so many good applications, you know, so it's hard to narrow it down, but we do, and we focus on the clarity of the application in terms of need, budget, and impact. So I'm going to go through and highlight what our applications were this year. So the Ames History Museum, it's their July 3rd Big Bash. So that's a family day of festivities in conjunction with the America 250 celebration. Then we have, oops.
You want Sheila in the picture too?
We'll take one at the end, maybe? Or you wanted to do them each? Okay. Yeah. Ames Voice. This is for their content or their customer relations management, so their online platform for members, but also expanding their obituary notices. Woo-hoo. That's a pretty good first day to come and get a check. Next up is Blast Back to School. They provide back to school supplies at a big festival, serving approximately 1,700 students. Friendship Arc has sensory support bags. So these are bags that have like noise canceling headphones, maybe handheld fidgets, and they're gonna take those out and put into the community. So it'll be at libraries, community centers. Next up is Martha's House of Hope. This was money to go towards their basement renovation. And so they see, they have people who live there, but their services extend beyond to just case management for young mothers or expectant mothers who need parenting education, supportive services, and this will allow them to do that one-on-one in a private, productive way and really expand their services. The Salvation Army, their project is around Lee's Greens Summer Share Program, and this is part of their broader pantry services, but allows them to get fresh produce, something that's important and high demand with their clients. Next up is Drake Head Start. They got funds to support some special field trips. So I think they're going to a farm in Cambridge, Stevens Auditorium, Ryman Gardens. This is great for both the caregivers and the students because it kind of expands that opportunity, experiential learning. Next up is ChildServe. This is going towards their applied behavior analysis equipment, which is basically furnishings and resources to support children with autism and those with significant behavioral needs. And then our final awardee goes to the Bridge Home for their washers and dryers. So this is to replace replacement purchase of new laundry machines and the installation, and this really ensures that their clients have access to clean clothing and supports improved outcomes for a vulnerable population. Well, congratulations to all our awardees. There's so many to choose from, and it's a hard thing. We have a lot of great community organizations out there, but we're proud of all the impact that your organizations make. And I'll say thank you to our members too, because your community grants make an impact, and your dues and contributions help make them possible. So thank you. Can the other committee members from the Grants Committee come join me for a big group photo? Did anyone have any questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you, Sheila. Great job. Congratulations, everyone, on the community grants, and look forward to hearing from you about your projects as they unfold this year. So look forward to having you back, and we'll just schedule those in as time allows and able to see what you folks are doing. So thank you very much. Next on our agenda, I'm going to invite Glenn Ripke up to talk a little bit about the next news on water projects. I think Glenn's got a slide or two as well to share with us. So thank you, Glenn, coming up.
Well, get back here where I need to be. Nothing's working. Oh, here it is. Can you go ahead and show the video? Last year for Jamie's first day, Gilliard was here, and here he is again. This is the latest. This came in over the weekend. Last year he was here to talk about Manamu Phase 1. That project is completed and in full service. This is the next one, Manamu Phase 2, and they have just completed getting the water down to the site where the treatment building and water tank are going to go. You can see they have a good flow of water. This is from a spring they impounded way up the mountain. It goes over 1 kilometer in length, the pipe coming down the mountain. And that whole trail was dug by, or trenched out by volunteers. So you can imagine it takes a while. But that's what happened. In 1 minute is 600 liters coming out of that, so an hour is 36,000 liters. Their 90 cubic meter tank will be full in about 2.5 hours with that kind of a water flow. So you can imagine that's pretty decent water flow. And then, like I said, this is the second project there in Manamu, and the Webster City group came into us and said they wanted to do the whole second phase themselves, and they are. They had the money to do it, and they did it, have put it all together. We've been helping them along the way with whenever they have questions and making sure that it gets done. But since they had all the money, it's not a global grant, it's a club to club. So that's even bigger because that means they got to start right away. They didn't have to wait for all their approval processes. They go with global grants. And the other thing I want to do while I'm up here is thank all of you, because this is the share funds that she was talking about earlier. And as Karen noted in there, it all comes back to us. And I'm one of the guys that get to spend it. So that makes me kind of happy in a way, too. It was last year at the district conference that I met the president that's going to be president-elect for the Global International, Rotary International at Ankeny at the meeting. And I met him again last winter, and he remembered me because I introduced myself as I'm the guy in global grants that gets to spend all the money. So he remembered me, and he's still working on a few issues that I brought up. And it's nice to know that there's people up that's going to be in that understands global grants a little bit more than just the average Rotarian. So it's comforting to know that he's going to be our president in 28, and we get to go see him up in Minneapolis. So with that, thank you all for helping, and away we go. Yeah, Park.
Glenn, would you explain the country and how long the club has been involved with this and you with this project and so forth?
Totally. This is in Tanzania. It's about 2 hours south of Kilimanjaro. We have been involved with the Rotary Club of Same since 2013. When we finished Manamu 1, that was our 5th project. And some people want to count Manamu 2 as ours too, but not really. We're not hardly touching that, considering what's going on. And in total, all of the projects, the first 5, we have raised and spent $1.4 million. So we're doing our job to spend the money. The one bad news along that line is, in the global grant side of it, you have 5 years to spend your year's allocation. Well, this is the first year that year 5 has come into effect, and we had about $35,000 left over from that 5 years ago. It never got spent. So we had to designate that to where it goes. If we didn't designate it, it would just drop back into the share program. But we designated that as a district, we put it into the Polio Plus program. So another $35,000, $36,000 worth of vaccine is going out as a district number. So, and then the other thing was, since we had that carryover funds, we actually, as a group, changed the matching rate. Before, it was the district would match our dollar with $1.50, and then the foundation would match the district by 80%. So it grew kind of well, but the limit was $25,000. And we changed it now that the district will match our dollar with $2 from the district, and so that's 80% is still in there, and the maximum is up to $30,000. So we've changed it a little bit to spend more money quickly.
Glenn, can you just round out the answer to Park's question a little bit? These wells that we're helping support, what are the consequences of them? If I remember correctly, these people were walking how far carrying water, right? Can you round that out? We've got some guests in the room who might not be familiar with it.
Out of the 5 projects, only 2 were wells. The other 3 were springs that were captured and brought down. All the water goes through a treatment facility where it's filtered again and treated with chlorine, so safe water is going out through all the distribution points. And like you said before, it's not people who are walking miles. Women and girls were walking miles and miles and miles. In that society, that's the women's jobs. And they were doing it, and the drier it got, the further they walked. So that's over with now, because by Tanzania law, each distribution point has to be within 400 meters of their home in the village. It's still kind of out there somewhere if you live out in the sticks, but that's good. But this has gotten more kids in school. The waterborne diseases are way down. They are approaching zero, but they're not at zero yet. So yeah, there's a lot of that. And people are moving back to the villages. And the economic situation in the villages is better because it brings up people building houses, and businesses are starting up and that sort of thing. So yes. Yeah, Louis.
Lou, quick question. What's your experience been with the local people maintaining their income from the water usage and keeping things in repair, et cetera?
That's really a good question, and we addressed that through the sustainability portion of the grant, where we educate the technicians that actually take care of the well or the water source and the treatment center and the distribution themselves, and they're also the ones that collect the fees. There is a water committee in each of the villages. They set the policies, they set the rates, and then there's a few Tanzania laws that they have to make sure that they account for poor people that can't pay, so they get water. They have to account for a certain amount of livestock and chickens. They have to account for gardens and stuff like that in the water usage. So everybody gets the water they need at reasonable prices. And reasonable prices here was something like a quarter for a 5-gallon bucket. So that's not too bad. Is that everything? Okay. Any more?
Thank you, Glenn,
Oh, yeah,
for
thank
sharing.
you again.
I asked Glenn kind of last minute, that can keep rolling, yeah. I asked Glenn kind of last minute today if he would join us and share a bit about the water projects. As he mentioned, my very first in-person meeting, Jillian was here, and Glenn gave us a great Global Grant water project update. And before that meeting, I started a book. And since this is really my official last, and I've got some time, I'm going to take it, my official last with the podium, I wrote down something that I'd like to share with you all. We spend our whole life managing water. Think about it. We take it for granted, but at our homes it comes out of a line. We turn a faucet on. Designed to keep water out. Every home is designed to keep us dry. The places we live in started out near water sources. Developed nations take basic sanitation and quality availability, like drinking water, for granted. It feels right that this is the first topic, or this is the first topic at my first meeting. I'm leading the year as your president. I really do have a passion for continuing this work and believe this should be the next global initiative for Rotary after Polio Plus. That was my very first in-person day. That was my notes for that. And as I look back at that, and I was grateful that Glenn was able to join us and share that video, it really drives home that conversation I had with myself back then, that we do take things for granted, and those folks that just don't have that opportunity. As my last real presidency day, and I hand it over to Tammy in a few weeks, I'd like to thank everyone for such a great year. We've already seen what your dollars can do to help many, many people, not only in our community with the funds that we were able to do for the community grants, but globally as well. Our time, our efforts, they change lives. They truly do. And that's what Rotary really means to me. And I'm very passionate about the water projects. One of these days I will go there with you, Glenn, or spearhead it myself so that you don't have to do that work. Those that have put their time into this last year, for the committees that have popped up, the committees that have been longstanding, I appreciate that. I thank you very much. The greeters, the sergeant of arms, we've all taken a little bit and given back that service above self. So I truly do thank you for that. I've enjoyed seeing so many put together that service above self, help move our club forward. It's been an honor being at the podium this year. I thank you. I look forward to helping further Rotary's cause both locally and globally. And with that, I just want to say thank you. And would you please stand and recite the four-way test with me? Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you, everyone.